Are the Vikings done in free agency? All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar, and big old question: are the Vikings officially calling her quits in free agency? Are they done?
All right, are they done? This might be our quickest video ever. Before we hop into that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. We're so close to 7,000, and when we get there, be sure to start right now. Drop hashtag 7,000 in the comments for your chance to win whatever the hell it is we're giving away when we hit 7,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and also join the Patreon page. We're doing our Patreon Vikings 7-round mock draft, where we're having a Patreon come on and make the pick for that round. We already got a couple committed, and there's some dandies, so make sure to hit that up so you can join that. $2 a month, that's it. But Vikings free agency, they've before we get into this, I personally, I'm fairly surprised at how well the Vikings did in free agency. I had very low expectations.
I did too, and maybe we shouldn't have. You said it the year before. We didn't think they're going to sign a whole lot of guys. Didn't have a lot of cap space last year. They did it. Signed a bunch of guys this year. The same thing. They brought in some pretty big names. Obviously, Darius Smith is a huge name, but even Jordan Hicks, Harrison Phillips, so some pretty high level guys they added. Were able to add some decent contracts. So well done, Vikings front office, for making this team better.
Well, and let's just look at this quick. I mean, you mentioned some big boys, but they potentially have 6 starters just from this free agency class. We got Jordan Hicks, we got Harrison Phillips, we got Darius Smith, and yes, I'm counting Patrick Peterson. He was a free agent. And then also Chris Reed at guard and Shandon Sullivan in the slot. Yeah. So that's 6 starters, along with, Harrison will be a depth piece. Jesse Davis, I'm sure. Johnny Munt will be a perennial all-pro for years to come. And Austin Schlottman, he's just Austin Schlottman.
He is just Austin Schlottman. So are they done? I think they're done for now. I think they need to just stop right now. Quit bringing guys in. Focus on the NFL draft. It's 24 days away. You got a first-time GM. He's got to figure out where these guys are going to go, how his board's going to go. Keep practicing mocks over and over again. I want Kwesi just honed in 100%. Focus on the draft.
Think they do like mock draft simulators?
They do all kinds of stuff. They were saying back in the day how they used to go around these different websites and look at draft. They probably looked at our drafts back in the day. They took all this stuff into consideration. I just want this front office right now 110% focused on the draft. And then if you don't fill every hole you want to fill in the draft, then you go back and look and see who's out there. You did it last year. You're able to get a Bashad Breeland, who was a really great player in June. So there's going to be some guys who hang around, linger around. Look at some of the ex-Vikings who are still out there. Anthony Barr is still out there. Sheldon Richardson's still out there. I'm pretty sure those guys are going to probably still be there after the draft too.
Yeah, I mean, they got quite the team. It's not like they have one. I mean, they probably have people completely concentrated on the draft and, looking at free agency. I don't think they got all their chips in the middle there, but they're obviously done with the big names. They got $12 million in cap space. Draft class is what, like $8-9 million. So it's not like they have a ton of money to spend, but I think they still got a few holes to fill. And when I look at some of the positions, I mean, safety, still the depth is just gross with Josh Metellus. Wide receiver, after those top 3, it gets fairly mud on the pud, as they say. So those are positions that you can get pretty damn cheap. So while I think they're done with the big names, obviously, I still think they're going to trickle in. Even I still think a signing before the draft.
I'll actually be shocked if they actually sign somebody before the draft. I think every need you mentioned can be addressed. Depth at safety, a wide receiver depth, you can find that out in the draft. So I really think that's the direction they should look. I'd rather see them, have a little extra cap room than to spend right up to the top with just enough to sign the draftees coming up. So I hope they're done. I really do.
Hope they're done. What we haven't. One thing I got to mention is I didn't realize. I knew he wasn't coming here after our signings, but I didn't know Billy Turner signed. He signed with the Broncos. He's gone.
Yeah, I think I saw it. They're calling him the next Austin Schlottman.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he's going to be that good.
That is not polite. We will see. I'm predicting one signing before the draft.
Yeah, and I don't even know how you could even make a guess of who it would be. I mean, I never would have saw Jesse Davis. I didn't even know who Chris Reed was. So it could be one of these players that you have no idea is even out there. Just like Feivel when he went west.
Feivel went west. Very underrated movie. I like the Marauder scene, but I'm glad you mentioned that because I got two guys I want to see come
home.
Oh,
you do?
Ronnie Harrison, safety, 25 years old. Bring him in. He's going to be cheap. And actually, the other one's a former Jacksonville Jaguar, too. It's Keelan Cole. Keelan Cole wanted him last year. We ended up with D.D. Westbrook. I was still very excited. But Keelan Cole went to the Jets. He had 28 receptions last year. It's like 9,000 receptions on any other team. So he's going to be cheap, too. There's a lot of names out there that can play and produce, and he's a punt returner. But that's it. What do you grade our free agents? If you're calling it done right now, you got to give it a grade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with the B+. I would have liked to see us upgrade at center too, but can't have everything, so I'm gonna go B+.
Can't have everything. You're getting greedy. B+, very valid. Damn near an A-. I mean, these guys on defense, I'm very excited about. Chris Reed is going to be damn good. So let us know in the comments. Are they done? If they're not, who do you want them to sign? And you can throw a grade down there if you're really feeling rambunctious.
Wow. And remember this while you're dishing out your free agency grades for the Vikings. In Italy, it's illegal to build a house that doesn't have a bidet.